to expand benefits. And what this amendment says is do not cut Social Security. Now, I think a number of my Republican friends will say, well, we're not going to cut Social Security for anybody on Social Security today.
So about 16 million Americans will lose their unemployment benefits this week. Multiple lawmakers in Congress are urging the White House to send out another stimulus check of $1,000 and even $2,000 a month. Many lawmakers in Congress want President Biden to send out a fourth stimulus check very soon. There's one big issue, and it's that Democrats and Republicans can't seem to get along. They're actually holding back our stimulus check money. Who is to blame for holding back the stimulus checks, everybody? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.
On infrastructure, in terms of the people he's speaking to this afternoon, will one of them be Mitt Romney?
We will give readouts and of who he's spoken with once we've completed those calls, but I don't have anything to preview for you at this moment.
Is this the first time that he's starting to kind of reach out to them? He's been really focusing on Capito up until now.
That's right. We've been engaged with a range of Democrats and Republicans, including members who have been in conversation through this group at a staff level. He's obviously had discussions with a number of them about how he moves his ideas forward. So I wouldn't make it as firm as a first time, but certainly discussing this as a viable path forward at his level.
So Americans living in some Republican-led states could lose their unemployment benefits this week, almost 3 months before the extra aid is slated to end. At least 25 states led by Republican governors decided in May and June to prematurely drop out of several relief programs, including those that provide an extra $300 a week on top of regular state unemployment benefits and expanded eligibility for jobless aid. The supplemental benefits are not poised to expire until September 6th. Alaska, Iowa, and even Missouri will be the first to opt out of this, and this ends the crisis-era programs for out-of-work Americans on June 12th. The other states that are terminating benefits early include states like Georgia, Florida, and Texas. Now folks, those states will stop giving unemployed workers an extra $300 in benefits sometime over the summer. According to one estimate published by the Century Foundation, roughly 16 million Americans will lose their unemployment benefits as a result. GOP lawmakers were quick to blame the extra unemployment aid for the anemic job growth, although experts have also cited a lack of childcare and fears of contracting it for the hiring shortage. What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Are the unemployment benefits keeping people out of work? Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. There remain 7.6 million fewer jobs than in February of 2020. That's before the crisis began. The average state unemployment benefit is about $330 per week. With the federal supplement, Americans were receiving around $630 in weekly unemployment benefits. That's about $32,000 annually, or roughly double the nation's minimum wage. President Joe Biden has said that the unemployment benefits will end in September as planned. However, many of his party members want to make the extra money permanent. Millions of people have been clamoring for recurring stimulus payments, and several lawmakers have even expressed support for more relief aid through the crisis. President Biden's American Families Plan and the American Jobs Plan will definitely provide so many Americans with financial relief. In a press conference, White House Press Secretary said this about a fourth stimulus payment. She said that the Biden administration will continue to watch the debate in Congress over additional economic impact payments. Recently, 26 Democrats signed 2 letters sent to the White House campaigning for automatic stabilizers for future stimulus checks. If Congress approves this means automatic payments that are deposited into the bank accounts of millions of Americans. According to Newsweek, the White House does support automatic stabilizers for unemployment. Many lawmakers are hopeful if it's included in the Biden administration's upcoming American Families Plan. As put in the White House's statement, the upcoming bill is to grow the middle class, expand the benefits of economic growth to all Americans, and leave the U.S. more competitive. The White House is also proposing the American Families Plan, and that will add at least 4 years of free education, provide direct support to children and families, and extend tax cuts for families with children and American workers. On July 15th, the IRS will start issuing payments to more than 36 million people who are eligible for the expanded child tax credit. Now folks, taxpayers say there may be good reasons for some taxpayers to refuse to take the monthly advance payments. If your eligibility changes over the course of the year because you earn more income, you have to pay back any overpayments when you file your 2021 tax return. And that could hold true for millions of people who are unemployed because of the crisis, or for people who got new jobs with higher income. The IRS said last week that it just sent over 2.8 million refunds to Americans who paid too much tax on their unemployment. If you qualify for money back, you will receive the refund, either in your bank account or if the government doesn't have your bank account information, as a paper check. The funds also may be applied to any taxes or other federal debt that you may owe. The IRS is automatically issuing refunds, so there's nothing you need to do to get it. As always, everybody, I truly appreciate everyone's amazing support.
Far exceeding the average of the past 5 decades for spending as a percentage of our total economic output. So what would the consequences of all this spending look like? Well, I've already mentioned the $3.6 trillion in new tax hikes. And then there would be the deficits, which would exceed $1.3 trillion every year for the next 10 years. By 2031, the end of the Biden budget window, our debt would be, get ready for this, $39 trillion. Our debt would equal 117% of the U.S. economy. Again, the highest level in our nation's history, debt to GDP. The interest payments on the debt would triple over the next 10 years to $914 billion. That's right, by 2031, we would be paying nearly $1 trillion a year just in interest on the debt. That's more money than our nation will spend on Medicare this year. So, Mr. President, let's review. The Biden budget equals taxes, spending, and debt. And here's the real kicker, Mr. President. The Biden budget hikes taxes, hikes spending, and drives up the debt for pretty much nothing. That's right, after an initial good year or two, the Biden budget projects permanently weak economic growth. For a majority of the next 10 years, economic growth wouldn't even hit 2%. All that government spending and debt isn't going to result in prosperity. It's going to result in permanent economic stagnation. And that means permanently diminished opportunities for American families. Fewer jobs, lower wages, weaker career prospects. Mr. President, Democrats like to talk as if government can provide security and salvation. But the truth is, government is not an engine of prosperity.